What's up everybody, welcome to General Hospital MV, my GH After Show Special Nurses Ball Edition. This past week was the Nurses Ball on General Hospital and I am here to talk about all the performances, all the highlights and all the lowlights. My favorites and your favorites. First of all, we have the opening number with all of the nurses, well, all of the nurses except Elizabeth. They started the show with a remix of You're Not Alone, and actually I was pretty relieved about it because that Welcome to the Nurses Ball number, I always hated it. Not to mention, I thought it was a very cool way to open up the show. The opening number took place inside the hospital. Basically, it started out as a music video and then they ended up going into the ballroom and performing the rest of the number there. I really enjoyed the remix. I just thought it was weird that Elizabeth wasn't in the number. She is a nurse after all. I thought the opening number was fantastic. It was a refreshing way to start off the show. Gotta keep it fresh. The second performance of the night was Valerie, Emma, Amy, and Christina doing the song Brave. Let me start by saying that Emma is adorable as always. I thought the way that they utilized the stage for the set was fantastic, but I won't lie, it was probably my least favorite performance of the night. That tune was unbelievably auto-tuned, like most of the numbers, but especially this number, so it was very jarring to watch for me. And between you and me, I think Christina could have learned the dance moves just a little bit better. Side note, this is the first time we've seen Amy and Christina together, despite the fact that we've known their roommates for, I guess, a while. Performance number 3 belonged to Valentine Cassadine. He might be a terrible human being, but he does have some pipes on him, I give him credit. I thought it was a very beautiful number. Good on you, James Patrick Stewart. After that, we had Jocelyn Jacks, aka Eden McCoy. Fun fact, that song that she sang was an original song that she wrote herself, and that alone deserves praise. It wasn't my favorite performance of the night, but what made it really work for me was the fact that she had Michael on the phone with her on the stage. Michael had left the nurses ball to go check on Nell at the hospital, but he got his sister's blessing to do it. So great job! Then we had my personal favorite of this year's nurses ball, Ned and Olivia singing Faith by George Michael. Honestly, I thought it was so flawless from start to finish. We may not get to see a whole lot of Ned and Olivia, but when we do, they're just so fun to watch. You know what? Anytime I get to see Eddie Main back on stage and performing is a good day for me. And Olivia Falconeri for sure held her own on that performance as well. My squishy favorite little couple. Not long after that, we had Ned's little brother taking the stage with Kiki once again, taking on a David Bowie classic. Most of you on here should know that Robert, who plays Dylan, is actually an artist himself. So I had no doubt he'd bring the house down, and Kiki totally shines when she's with him in a scene, so I love them too. Last but not least was the grand finale performance of Hallelujah by all the nurses. Definitely my second favorite performance of the night. They all sang the song so beautifully, and I liked that they threw Robin into the middle of the screen. I thought it was a little bit weird that Robin wasn't actually physically at the nurses ball. I mean, you did bring the character back, and yes, I know Kimberly is heavily pregnant, but I'm pretty sure sitting in the actual audience of the nurses ball wasn't going to kill her over. I think what shocked everyone though was the fact that they didn't bring up Sabrina even once in the nurses ball, considering the character's history with the nurses ball, being the driving force that brought it back after so many years. You'd think that she would have gotten a mention, especially given that Lucy was close with Sabrina, so was Epiphany, so I don't know, that seems kind of shady. That doesn't change my opinion though, that was honestly such a beautiful number. Hallelujah is also one of my favorite songs of all time, so I thought they did it justice anyway. I hit you guys up on Tumblr and asked what your guys' favorite performances were, and I'm going to read them to you right now. Monica's House says Ned and Olivia, hands down. Best act in like 3 years. Also, no Magic Milo, we were robbed. Yeah, I gotta admit that it was a little bit surprising to not see Magic Milo and the Magic Wands there, and same with the Haunted Starlets. But I guess one could argue that the Haunted Starlets number was the Brave song with Emma. Dream Beyond the Fantasy says Ned and Olivia, Faith, The Girls Singing Brave, and Valentine's, and So It Goes are my top 3. And so it goes. Wild Rebellion says, I feel like we had so few numbers this year. Hallelujah and Faith were great, and I liked Brave. So the common factor among these comments is that Ned and Olivia killed it, okay? Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. In addition to the nurses ball, we had 2 main stories come to light. The climax of the Chimera, and the fact that Carly and Sunny found out that Ava is behind Morgan's pill switch. Maura West, I give you praise for your scenes of the confrontation. You truly killed it in the best way. But you know what killed it in a not so good way? How did you fall? That confused me to no end. I was like, I can't. Ava, dude, she like threw the lantern and Carly just like 2 seconds later just wiped out. Like she didn't get hit by it, she just wiped out. As for the Chimera story, we had Helena Cassadine making an appearance as a figment of Jake's imagination, and also Jason's flashbacks. Supposedly, Jake will be the greatest killer of all. He activated the Chimera at the end of Friday's show. God knows what's gonna happen next. I'm like 99% certain that nothing's gonna happen, because Sweeps is over, but I am so down for another disaster storyline on this show. Like, don't get me wrong, I thought this was one of the better Sweeps months in a long time, but I do miss me the really good disaster stories. Overall, I thought that this year's Nurses Ball was probably one of the best ones since they brought it back. Unlike the previous years, they really homed it in this time with bringing up HIV and AIDS every chance they got, which is the whole reason being for the Nurses Ball in the first place. They brought it up more than they brought up Burt's Bees. Get the product and support the show. Admittedly, I was kind of looking forward to see what Dr. O'Brien was going to do. Ah well, there's always next year. And so ends my review of this year's General Hospital Nurses Ball 2017. Feel free to let me know what your favorite moments of the Nurses Ball was. You can comment in the comments below, or you can go onto my Tumblr page and talk there. I always love hearing your thoughts. If you enjoyed my review, feel free to subscribe. I do these videos every single Sunday. I will catch you guys next week.